Event of the evening. We got Ryan against Rob here in the semifinal match of the VASL 003 No Mirrors tournament. A very prestigious VASL tournament. We got some of the best players from across the world, and now there's only three left. Morpho has already made the final rounds, and now Ryan and Rob are battling it out for that last spot. Some introductions on these guys. They're both good players. Ryan, I know, was top 4 at nationals this year. Um, both players, good finishers in several regional tournaments as well. So this should be a pretty good matchup. We got some background on this VASL tournament. It's called No Mirrors because in order to play in it, you had to submit 3 different lists, and one list, at least 2 different factions had to be represented in those 3 lists. So every match, your opponent would pick a faction, and you would have to pick a different faction. You'd roll to see who got to pick the first faction. So we won't see any mirror matchups in this tournament. The other thing about this tournament is a lot of the lists were made several months ago, so they may not be exactly the top meta lists of today. The tournament started pretty much right after Heart of the Empire came out, so a lot of these lists use Heart of the Empire units kind of experimentally. It looks though like Ryan and Rob's lists are pretty standard. Ryan is using heavy stormtroopers, which I think they're good units, and I think they're especially good on this map. Their main drawback is their range, but that shouldn't be a problem on Mos Eisley. On the other side of the table, Rob is using a mercenary list with one Weequay, Onar, IG, regular Jawa, Greedo, Gideon. Let's see what else. Devious and Hera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 activations in Devious should guarantee him the first activation round 2 and the last activation round 1, especially against a 6 activation Imperial list. So that should be an interesting factor in this game as well. So we're gonna pop into their. They're currently sitting in Discord. I think we'll leave them alone for the most part. I think we'll pop in real quick to say hi real quick, and then we'll let them get going.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm back, and we got this stream on now. So if you want to say hi to anybody watching, or give any shout outs before you get started, you can feel free to do that
Shout out
if
to
you want.
mom at home.
Yeah, alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Mom for sure is watching this podcast, watching this stream right now.
No,
Okay, well,
no shout outs.
cool. Well, I want to wish you guys both good luck. May the dice roll in your favor, and may nobody draw on the lamb at all.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa. Only one of us is running smugglers here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Take it easy.
You still got Blaze of Glory, so it should be fine.
Okay, so I'm okay drawing that one, just not on the lamb.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, one or
all right.
the other.
I think I'll leave you guys alone for the most part. I might be popping back in to listen in, but I shouldn't. I'm gonna keep my mic muted, so I won't bother you guys. So, good luck.
Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, now we're back into our own little chat bubble. So let's take a look at these lists, maybe see how they stack up against each other. I think Rob's list is definitely the more conventional in this current meta. He's running Onar, who doesn't get a lot of play actually, even though he's definitely a top tier unit. Onar has 15 health. He has an ability Get Down, which he can add either a block or a surge cancel to any unit within 2 spaces of him, any small figure that is. Very useful for preventing those kills. Defensive units or defensive modifiers are always better than offensive modifiers since they get to go after all the offensive modifiers have been revealed. He's also immune to conditions, and he has an ability Rush, which lets him move 4 spaces, and then he can push a figure 1 space, and both he and that figure can choose to suffer 1, or they don't choose. Both of those figures suffer 1 damage if he does choose to push. So, a very good figure, but we don't see him a lot. I guess because weak ways for 1 point more are maybe more useful, but even that's kind of arguable, I think. Weak ways need focus, and so does Onar, but that's 1 less figure to focus. Before we look at Ryan's list, he actually is playing Inspiring Speech right now, which means that both of these heavies are going to be focused right off the bat. Focus is very good on heavies. It's a lot better on heavies than it is on jets, I'll say that. They have 2 very useful surges in Surge for +2 and Surge for Blast 2. And since you don't see heavies a lot of players will underestimate the Blast. Blast was something that was really strong in the meta back when Imperial Assault Skirmish just started with the Elite Saboteurs. They had to be nerfed to get rid of their Blast 2 down to Blast 1 because they could use it twice with their ability, but the E-Heavies do have Surge for Blast 2, one of the few units that still has Blast 2. Now, Ryan can play around that. It's not like he's running a box or anything where he needs his figures to be close to each other, but those 2 focuses, that is a pretty big play right off the bat there from Ryan. So let's take a look at his list. He's running BT, who I think is probably overrated. He's 6 points, 10 health. He does have a 4-die attack inherently, since he gets automatically focused before every attack. But his problem is his range is very inconsistent. He doesn't have any surge for range, and he rolls blue, green, red, yellow, which has a guaranteed range of 3, which is absolutely awful. He is running 2 sets of Elite Jet Troopers, which is very standard. Jet Troopers are actually really good on this map. You can see where he just tucked them in this little nook here. From there, they have really great mobility to jump down after the doors have been opened and have great shots into Rob's deployment zone. So these jets are definitely going to take advantage of the terrain on this map. Rob choosing to open his door really early with his Jawa. He figures that he has the stronger round 1, especially since he's got the last activation and the first activation of round 2, presumably, if there's no take initiative. Another thing to note is that Ryan is running Rule by Fear, and he ended up discarding Targeting Network with that, which can, of course, be redrawn with a Surge from a droid. The only droid actually that could redraw that would be BT1, but you don't need to deal damage to redraw that card with the Surge. You also don't need to deal damage to recover health with BT. But yeah, BT's main weakness is just the range issue. And he does have this interesting ability where he can do 3 different attacks against different targets, rolling blue-green for 1, red-green for 1, and yellow-green for 1. But I hardly ever see that put to use. And even when it is put to use, it's maybe a little lackluster. It's hard to get all 3 attacks off and get anything done with them. Ryan's also running Palpatine, who usually wants to be the last figure to activate in a round. He's probably hoping to get 2 attacks off with either BT or heavy stormtroopers using Palpatine's Emperor ability. Those would be his priority targets for Emperor. Although if he does have a jet within 2 range, so he can get that flyby attack, that would also be a good target for Palpatine. A very strong set of figures here for Ryan, although it is only 6 activations. It's very hard to put together an Imperial list that's going to get the last activation of round 1. Against a 7 activation mercenary list with Devious, he would either have to have he would have to have 8 activations to get the last of round 1. So probably not worth it in Imperials to try for those extra activations. I think the difference between 6 and 7 in Imperials isn't that huge. He's choosing to activate BT right now early. He can get an attack off against a pirate if he moves to here, but like I said, BT's range is really inconsistent, so probably wouldn't be worth it. He might be going for IG-88 here. I think he probably has line of sight. He does. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range shot. Not sure what the odds of that are for blue, green, yellow, red. Probably not great. But, you know, if he can connect with it, that would be great. But, yeah, he only has 3 range there. A great damage roll, but only 3 range. Almost a max roll for damage. Instead, he's just going to redraw targeting network. Probably retreat back to safety. Yeah, that roll almost had no chance of hitting. He would have had to roll 5 range on the blue, 3 on the green. That would only be 8 still, and then he would need 2 on the yellow. So I think that's like a almost 1 out of 100. One out of 6 for the blue, 1 out of 36 for blue green, and then there's a 1/3 chance of rolling 2 range on the yellow. So more than 1 out of 100. So he does redraw targeting network, which is okay. I believe targeting network is a droid heavy weapon card. Let me just look that up. If it is, that means the heavy stormtroopers can use it to reroll, which is great for them. With blue-red, they really need a reroll. They can use it to reroll, but they cannot use the surge to redraw the card. So BT's activation there, not wasted, but like I said, for 6 points, he doesn't really make up his points in my opinion. Droid heavy weapon hunter is kind of a weird combo. I mean, there's some good cards for all 3 of those. Obviously, there's good hunter cards, but there's not a lot of hunter synergy in Imperials. Rob makes Onar a focus priority. He's running Hera over 3PO. This is something that has been discussed on the forums a bit, whether you take Hera now or 3PO. I think Gideon's still probably the strongest option of the 3 care package units, just because with that push plus the focus, you can't really beat that for 3 points. Hera, though, is she's surprisingly at least on the level with 3PO. A lot of people complain that Gideon and 3PO are too strong. I mean, they're always in mercenaries. But now we're seeing a couple lists without 3PO, which is pretty surprising that Hera's able to replace that unit. She, of course, does have a lot more health than 3PO, 3 more health. She actually has a decent attack. She rolls 3 die. Blue, green, yellow. Her surges aren't great, but she can occasionally just get a really nice roll. And then, of course, she can add a damage with Call the Shots to anyone who is attacking within 2 spaces, or a surge. Both of those are very strong. That's once per round, but still. She almost always uses it to guarantee a kill. And then she also has Smooth Landing, which gives everyone 1 movement point at the beginning of the game when they deploy next to her. That's actually surprisingly useful too, getting people into really nice positions. So Rob actually put a Weakway Pirate next to a crate here. Wants to get some objective points. Honestly, these hunter lists, I hardly ever see them playing for objectives, especially vulnerable objectives. Rob does have a safe objective here at the top. He's also probably going to take these middle objectives at the end of the round. He chooses to take some really iffy shots against IG. That one missing, but I don't think that had the possibility of hitting, so I'm not sure why he even tried. I think well, I guess with the surge he could have gotten range. They do have surge for 3 accuracy, but with IG-88's built-in block, he wasn't going to be doing probably any damage. Rob does move to take that top objective with Greedo. So he is kind of playing the objective game. This does spread him out a little bit, although Greedo does have 5 speed, so spreading Greedo out is not really a big deal. These objectives are worth 2 victory points for control at the end of the round. So it's not worth sacrificing position to take the objectives. I honestly don't think that Ryan is going to open his doors. I don't think it's worth it to unleash IG-88. Although it looks like IG-88 is probably going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And get some... He's probably going to move 6 to here. Shoot a jet trooper and then move back to score both of these objectives. That would get his... He has an ability where if he attacks within 3 spaces, he deals 1 strain. So from here, he can deal that 1 strain with Relentless to this jet trooper. And then he can roll red, red, green for a guaranteed accuracy shot. So that's probably what he's going to do. And then he can still score the 2 objectives and go first. Round 2. So IG-88 with a lot of work he could be doing. So, you know, since IG-88 does have that option, maybe Ryan will respond by just playing super aggressive with his heavy stormtroopers. Maybe he will open the door and try to get a blast shot off on this Jawa, maybe. Or maybe he'll try to kill this pirate here. So the safe play is to just play conservatively here. If he can somehow get initiative in round 2. Oh, so actually he's opening the door with the heavies. And he's going to take a shot at IG. And he's going to try to control these middle objectives. Very aggressive play from Ryan there. These heavies do have a lot of health at 8. They also have an ability called I think composite plating or something. Yep. Which gives them a block if they're defending from 4 or more spaces away. So very healthy guys, and he is going to just play super aggressively with them, which, well, the attack didn't really work out too well for him, but he does have targeting network, so he's going to reroll that red. So now you see the value of targeting network. It does add 1 damage. He's going to surge for plus range. Actually, the heavies have built-in +2 accuracy, so right now we're looking at 6 accuracy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is perfect. So 7 damage against 4 blocks is 3, and that's what happens. His other heavy in great position to move in and get a focused shot off next round. 3 damage, not what Ryan was hoping for probably, but not the worst result. I mean, that 3 block black die will bite you sometimes, but I actually really like this aggressive play from Ryan because he still has Palpatine left. So now it's going to be a really tough choice for IG-88. This is probably going to prevent IG-88 from coming to the middle of the map to contest these 2 objectives because he doesn't want to take that Palpatine shot. Actually, correct me, because Onar is going to go now, and IG-88 is going to get the last activation of the round. So Onar is going to come in and get a big shot off here. 8 health again on the heavy. This probably is not going to be enough to kill him unless there's some hunter cards coming out. Plenty of range on the shot. Onar's surges actually do minus range. His surge for +2 damage is -2 range, and surge for +1 damage is -1 range. So his focused shots are guaranteed to hit with surges from 2 spaces away. But when he's not focused, you really have to be adjacent to guarantee that you're going to get the range to use both your surges. So it's Ryan's turn with the big block die. We're looking at 8 damage right now against 3 blocks would be 5. If there was an assassinate, that would finish this guy off, but it looks like assassinate is spared. Opportunistic's going to get played, so this might move IG-88 up 3. Yep. So now IG-88 is going to get 2 movement points, which will put him here. He's going to finish off this heavy stormtrooper easily. And then he's probably going to shoot at this heavy stormtrooper. So maybe the aggressive play not paying off for Ryan. It looks like he's just traded 3 damage against IG-88 for probably at least 8 damage against a heavy stormtrooper and probably at least 4 more against the other heavy. So not a great trade. But again, IG-88 would have done some damage anyway, so it's hard to factor that into this trade. IG-88 probably would have only done probably not enough to kill a jet trooper. So definitely not a great trade there for Ryan. Now Palpatine is going to get an attack off with a heavy stormtrooper. He is going to be able to attack IG-88 probably. Although Onar can add a block or an evade now, which is going to make the attack pretty weak. He might decide to attack Onar instead. That's kind of a safer play. For some reason, he's choosing to tempt his own heavy. I guess he figures the heavy can't take um, more hits right now. He's probably going to die in one more hit. So it's better to tempt him because he's going to get that power token off right now rather than tempting IG-88, for instance. Because it's still going to, this power token's still going to equate to 1 damage against whoever he attacks. And the 1 damage on the heavy isn't really going to make a difference. So better to not give your opponent that power token if you can avoid it. So not many people tempt their own figures, but actually that's the right play right now. So good choice there by Ryan. And we'll see who he chooses to attack. He is going for IG-88. It's very important to get IG-88 off the board as soon as possible. Remember that Onar will use Get Down this attack. So that surge is going to be canceled. It's going to be 4 damage against 3 blocks for 1 damage. So again, let's consider the trade. If he attacked IG-80, if he attacked Onar right there, it would have been 4 damage. So 1 damage to IG-88 or 4 damage to Onar. I mean, there's no way he would have known the dice would come out that way, but it's a pretty tough call right there. So now IG-88 is going to move up and deal a lot of damage. Excuse me. That heavy stormtrooper had no chance of surviving that attack, so he does take the strain as damage. This other heavy will probably take strain as a card since he is at 0 damage on him, and IG-88 does have 3 more attacks incoming. If he's holding Blaze of Glory, he could have 5 more attacks incoming. So the strain first. Ryan actually does choose to take it as damage. We'll see if that bites him. Looking at another great defensive roll. That 3 block roll has been rolled 3 times now this game. A lot of good defense rolls coming out. 7 damage against 3 blocks is 4. So that'll put him up at 5. Now Ryan's in a really awkward position because he wants to steal initiative, but now he's only going to be able to get 1 heavy stormtrooper attack off with steal initiative. Oh, Rob actually was holding on to assassinate. I'm surprised he didn't use it earlier with Onar because it was the same result. I think Onar did 5 damage earlier. So he could have killed a heavy earlier, but decides not to. If he did kill that heavy earlier, that focus token would have gotten used. So it's actually better that he saved it. So that's probably why. So Rob is looking like, okay, so Ryan actually tosses positioning advantage using Zillow to keep this guy alive with 1 health, although If he doesn't draw take initiative, it really doesn't matter. Even with take initiative, IG-88 next to Onar is a lot of defense. You're looking at a built-in block and probably a built-in evade for a green, red, blue attack. You're probably not going to roll multiple surges, so that Onar get down just comes in so much handy there. So again, I mean, we've seen the argument Onar versus Weakways. We've seen a lot of people running two sets of Weakways, but Rob making a strong case right now for Onar. This IG Onar combo it's so intimidating. So Ryan does throw down take initiative, luckily for him. And is Rob gonna negate it? It doesn't look like it. So the officer gets tapped, and Ryan's gonna be able to activate his elite heavy stormtrooper before IG-88 kills it. He's probably gonna want to send it back somewhere safe. Probably up here, maybe. But there's no way Ryan's getting initiative next round. In fact, Rob's probably getting initiative round 3 and 4. By that time, he'll probably have drawn take initiative. Although, you know, Ryan could have negation by then also. So, we'll see. But at least Rob's definitely getting initiative round 3. Ryan taking his time deciding what to activate. He could activate Palpatine right now, I guess, but really I think there's no point to activating anything except for the elite heavy stormtrooper. You have to get that focus token out, and then you have to retreat him to safety. So that inspiring speech at the beginning of the game looked like such a big play, but only amounts to 4 damage so far on IG-88. So yes, he does tap the elite heavy. He should also have tapped his Imperial officer with take initiative. Probably just overlooked that. His other option could be moving his jets to block line of sight. A huge roll there. Luckily, he does roll the 2 surges, so Onar's evade token doesn't block the +2 damage. Perfect roll. Perfect roll. So that'll be 7 damage against 2 blocks, it looks like. Onar will probably add another block, so probably only 4 more damage, but still a good roll. Gets Onar's get down ability exhausted. And that actually sets up Ryan. He could potentially kill IG-88 with 2 sets of jets with his next activation. So that does put a lot of pressure on IG-88, which is exactly what you want to do. Rob might choose to save Onar's get down for a jet trooper. And in fact, he looks like he is doing that. Oh no, he actually he did add another block with Onar, so we're looking at 4 damage on IG-88 and then 2 damage on Onar. And then instead of retreating, he's actually going to play Grenadier, which is, I think, a smart play because he really needs to get the kill on IG-88 with his Jet Troopers next activation, and this Grenadier is going to almost guarantee that that's possible. So now Rob's going to have to retreat with his IG-88 instead of moving up and being super aggressive. He has to activate IG-88 now, even though Onar could rush and finish off this heavy with his rush ability. That's kind of tempting to do, but that's absolutely not the right play. You know, Rob might be thinking that he wants to finish off a Jet Trooper with Onar before they get to activate and also kill the heavy before Palpatine gets to order him, but he absolutely needs to activate IG-88 right now, or IG-88 is almost certainly going to die to Jet Troopers. A very clutch take initiative, by the way, for Ryan. Had he not played that, his whole activation of heavy stormtroopers would be gone. So he actually moves IG-88 up. He actually moves him up 1 spot. He is going to try to go for these jets. And he does have a guaranteed shot with red, red, green. Well, let's see if Ryan discards a card instead of taking a strain as damage. With a strain as damage, he does put himself vulnerable for getting killed. He takes the strain as a card instead, discarding brace for impact. IG-88 rolls a pretty decent roll. The jet is going to convert one of those blocks to an evade. So it's going to be 4 damage, looks like. And this puts Rob in a weird spot because now he's committed IG-88 to killing this jet trooper. But if he doesn't finish him off, even if he does finish him off, this leaves IG-88 completely vulnerable. So it is going to finish him off. But IG-88 probably sacrificed himself there. The yellow troopers could come up and attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. The back one can't get flyby, but the front one can. Let's see what Ryan chooses to do here. He could also activate Palpatine, and Palpatine can guarantee the kill actually with Force Lightning and Tempt. The reason he needs to kill IG-88 now is because if Rob has Blaze of Glory, he could play that after Ryan's activation and get another activation off with IG-88 off before he dies. That would be absolutely devastating. That would probably end the game. So I think Ryan has to go for IG-88, even though these weak ways here at the bottom are probably more tempting as targets. It's really important to finish this IG-88 off. Somehow the door came off the board right there. Not sure why. So we're waiting on Ryan. He has a couple options here. He could move BT1 up even and attack. I think probably he wants to save Palpatine for later, to be honest. So even though that's the guaranteed kill, okay, so his probably first action is going to be to attempt IG-88. He's going to go Force Lightning IG-88. And then he's going to use his Emperor ability to cause this heavy stormtrooper to attack Onar. Also throwing in a celebration there, so a huge point swing right there. 14 points coming. Should be 16 points coming the way of Ryan. IG-88 costs 12, so that should be 12 plus 4. So it should be, unless I'm counting wrong, I think he's short too. Yeah, so he did miscount. Now Emperor with this heavy stormtrooper here. Not a great roll. That would be 4 damage, but it's okay. So now the pressure is on to activate Onar, who probably wants to finish off the heavy with his rush ability. But that would leave him very vulnerable. He might want to start putting the pressure on Palpatine. We could probably rush 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. That way he's within range of the terminal. He's going to kill the heavy stormtrooper, and he's going to attack Palpatine. So that's sacrificing Onar there, but I mean, Onar wants to be aggressive. Like I said, you have to be adjacent to guarantee the range when you roll 2 surges, and he is adjacent, so actually, I don't think he can use both surges. He only has 3 range, so he can only use 1 surge. That's going to be 5 damage against 2 blocks for 3, looks like. So even adjacent, he doesn't have the accuracy to use both surges. Pretty unlucky there for Onar. 3 damage isn't a great roll for him. Ryan is in a great position now. He can he has a choice. He can either try to kill a weak way pirate before they get to activate. There is a risk that Rob is holding on the lamb though. If he wants to play it kind of more safe, he could just kill Onar, although Onar is a great target for BT right now. He could even, so he is going to go for this weak way pirate. And this is actually great because he can use Flyby to move back into this safe nook right here. So here comes the roll. It's going to be blue, blue, green. Not the best roll, but it's okay. 5 damage against 1 block is 4. 4 is about what you expect from a jet trooper against a black die. They don't have a super consistent attack with no reroll. So I'm not sure why he puts him in the middle here when he could have tucked him back here. Maybe that's personal preference, but that's a little bit more vulnerable. I mean, he does get the crate, but 2 points, it's not really worth it to trade positioning for crates in this map, I don't think. Oh, so overrun comes out, which means he doesn't even have to attack this weak way. No risk of on the lamb here. Let's see how many spaces he's moving. So not the best use of overrun. He only gets one kill with it, but since he did guarantee the kill, I guess he felt like it's useful to avoid on the lamb. I kind of agree with him actually. At this point, Rob's only attackers left are one weak way pirate and Greedo. Onar's almost certainly going to die to BT1 and this last jet trooper. So Ryan actually is sitting in a very good spot, surprisingly. Killing IG-88 was a huge swing. We are currently looking at the Weakway Pirates attack against a jet trooper. There's no point to converting. The Weakway forced a defensive reroll, which turns out to be another 3-block roll. So this is the fourth, I think, 3-block, maybe the fifth, because I think Palpatine rolled one too, maybe. Actually, maybe I'm wrong on that, but lots of 3-block black die coming out for Ryan. Tough luck maybe from Rob. Heightened reflexes to remove the die. So the second surge is wasted, no pierce there. But we are looking at 6 damage. If there is positioning advantage maybe, that could finish off this jet, but it doesn't look like it. That +1 damage you're seeing there is from Hera's Call the Shots, I believe. Not totally sure. So the jet does stay alive with 1 health. This has been a very, very aggressive matchup. Both players just throwing their units at each other. That's actually the type of game I like to see. I think the meta has been in some places where there's been a lot of defensive play styles on display. But man, this match is just exciting to watch. Rob probably, I think Rob's choosing to re-hide that Weakway. There's almost no chance that Weakway Pirate's going to get killed, so you might as well just re-hide him. The Jawa or Hera could finish off this jet trooper pretty easily. And Rob still has Gideon and Greedo. Rob actually still has a lot of firepower left to unload. Greedo's probably going to move in and attack Palpatine, I would think. So that that officer should have been exhausted with take initiative. I don't like to interfere too much, but you got to keep these guys honest when you're watching. So yeah, they did forget to tap him, and they are undoing that move. Probably pretty disappointing for Ryan there. He would have liked to have a focused officer blocking Palpatine off from Greedo. Very unfortunate for him that he can't do that. Now BT's going to activate instead. Honestly, he doesn't need to activate BT right now. He could pass and wait for Greedo to come up. But I guess he knows that BT is going to be the one attacking Onar, so he might as well get it done with now. Wow. Lots of surges there for BT now. He can't really use his surges. He has, I think he has one for damage, but actually he has Blast, Pierce, and Recover, so none of those surges doing anything. Still enough damage to finish off Onar, luckily for him. Actually, he can use one surge to redraw Shared Experience. So, pretty nice there. I mean, Shared Experience not only gives him a reroll, it also can be discarded with Zillow. So, a very versatile card in Imperials. BT, I still am not sure if he's paying for himself with 6 points. I think you probably could have found a way to squeeze in a set of elite riot troopers. I think they would be doing a lot more work. But this game, he's done a little bit of work. I mean, he's redrawn Shared Experience twice. He finished off Onar. But again, I think the riot troopers probably would have just been more useful. Now we're seeing a Jawa come in to finish off a jet trooper, which he accomplishes. No 3 blocks coming out that time for Ryan, unfortunately. Even 2 blocks actually would have been able to save the jet with a Zillow discard, but no such luck. So Ryan is actually way ahead on kills. It's a little misleading because 4 of those points are celebration, but it's still 22 to 16 on material. Rob does get initiative next round, and he is going to get a focused Greedo shot off against Palpatine right now. So if he can kill Palpatine before he activates, that'll put Ryan back on the back foot. He is going to move Hera in the middle of the map. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Take a massive shot actually against this jet trooper. He is going to be able to cancel the pierce by tapping Zillow. Nobody else is pierced yet, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. No pierce. Against 1 block, so 3 damage. It's still a pretty good attack from a support unit. 3 damage against a jet trooper. Not bad at all. Looks like Ryan is going to tap targeting network to add a block. So only 2 damage. So Hera does force out the discard. I don't think this jet trooper is necessarily Rob's priority target. He definitely wants to get Palpatine finished off. And like I said, he's going to get a focused shot off and then he's going to get an unfocused shot off. He probably has tools, or at least he's probably going to draw tools. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can also get within range of Ryan's terminal, so preventing another Zillow discard there. So this is going to be a really big turn for Greedo here. Ryan has just one jet left, J1. He might want to move him to here. That would block Greedo from getting to the terminal, although actually that wouldn't block Greedo from getting line of sight to Palpatine. He could move the jet 1, 2, 3 to here, get a flyby attack off on Hera, and then move the jet up to here, which would block line of sight to Palpatine. That would probably be the best choice for this jet. So we'll see if he agrees. He might be thinking that he wants to get aggressive and put this jet next to Rob's terminal. I think at this point he's ahead on material. He really has to protect his Palpatine. He knows Rob's Greedo is gunning for Palpatine. He is going to choose to play aggressively. I mean, the other way he would have gotten a flyby attack off anyway. And I don't think killing a regular Jawa is necessarily accomplishing that much. In fact, let's see, he does 3 damage. That should be enough to kill it, but I don't know. That one's a toss up to me. I think he probably should have protected Palpatine at this point, but he chooses to play aggressively. It's a tough call. He is ahead on material, but Greedo is going to be a problem for him. He's sitting at 30 victory points. So he chooses to block Rob's victory points instead of grabbing his own at this bottom crate. I think when you're at 30, you want to get points instead of deny them, especially since this one crate was already denied. But that does put this jet in a little bit better position to maybe move back and support Palpatine. Huge roll coming out here from Greedo. 3, 4, 6 damage against Palpatine is going to put him at 9. He's got 4 health left. So, beginning of next round, if Greedo has something like tools, Palpatine could easily bite the dust before he gets to go again. We will see. So, Rob just drew 2 cards, I think. He's not running black market, so just 2. Ryan is only going to draw 1. So, yeah, he chooses to block 2 victory points. His other options could have been blocking a command card being drawn, which probably would have been better, or protecting Palpatine, which also might have been better. So, I'm not sure about that play, but it is. I mean, the jet is in a better position right now than either of those. He can move whatever direction he wants. Rob is putting his Greedo in a position where he can't be his slow on the draw is not going to make a difference. I'm not. He didn't have to do that. Palpatine is a melee figure, so some fancy positioning there, but doesn't matter. Oh man. So that's 5 damage. That's going to kill Palpatine. So, man. Ryan choosing to play aggressively with his jet and take out a regular Jawa ends up losing him Palpatine and pushing Rob to 32 victory points. 2 more Jet Trooper deaths will do it. Ryan, on the other hand, he needs to kill Hera and Greedo, probably. His officer, he's probably just going to use to grab one of the crates at the end of the round. Probably the game will be over at the end of this round. If not, if Ryan doesn't win this round, the Rob probably has the game. So again, Ryan had the choice of taking a crate. That would have made it 32 to 34. I'm not sure if that would have been better for Ryan, but that would have been an option for him. Ryan's going to have to be careful not to leave this damaged jet in any position where Greedo can get a parting shot off on him. Pretty much Ryan needs to kill Hera right now before she goes. I think if he does that, he's got a pretty good chance of winning this game. Maybe he'll move BT up and get his 2 attacks off, one on Hera and one on Greedo. He is going to activate his yellow jet, who is the vulnerable one. This jet doesn't really have a chance to kill Hera. She does have 7 health. He can probably do half of her health, and then the blue jet could probably finish her off. He's probably going to move up, attack, and then he's got to run away. He's going to have 5 speed to run away with. Rob has not played Take Initiative yet, and Ryan has not played Negation yet, so both of those still options for the start of next round, if it makes it that far. Ryan choosing to be aggressive again, so he's going to go for this Weequay Pirate. I don't think he has a chance of killing it. Not sure what his last card is, but it's not positioning advantage. So, okay, so he's going to take that back. Had he done that, the Weequay and Hera could easily have finished this guy off. He doesn't want the damaged one to be the aggressive one. The other jet he can move wherever he wants him. But... So 3 damage there to Hera. He's got to move this jet to a spot where Greedo doesn't have line of sight to him, I think. Or else, if he does leave him within Greedo's line of sight, he's got to block Greedo's line of sight when he kills Greedo. So Greedo can parting shot him. He might want to leave him. He might be tempting Hera to come get him. You know, by leaving him in a spot like that, he's maybe saying, why don't you take a shot at me with Hera, and then parting shot me with Greedo, although I don't think he can block. Well, let's see. If he places a figure here, that would block Greedo's parting shot. So he wants to get the kill on Greedo with BT from here, probably. He's going to have to move in and weaken Greedo with the officer, I think. Keep in mind, he still hasn't played on the lamb either, so all this discussion could be meaningless. If he has on the lamb, then the game's probably Rob's. Rob choosing to activate his hidden pirate instead of Hera. This does leave Hera vulnerable to dying. And Tools comes out. little surprised he didn't use tools to guarantee the kill against Palpatine with Greedo. But he was feeling confident with that roll. Had he rolled any worse than that, and that was a max roll, by the way, Ryan could have blocked that kill with a Zillow discard. So kind of a lucky roll for Rob there. And another forced reroll into 3 blocks. That's the second time that's happened. Ryan has rolled 3 blocks 4 times, I think. And this time it's tough luck. So 5, 6, 7, 6 damage? 6 damage, I believe, here. So this jet absolutely has to kill Hera now before she can go. So what does Ryan have to do to win? Hera's gone. Sorry, not Hera. Greedo has gone. The weak weight pirate has gone. He needs to make sure that this jet doesn't die to Gideon. So a Zillow discard coming out, but I don't know. Okay, so he's gonna tap. He's gonna tap Zillow as well to block the Pierce. Oh, so that would have been 7 damage. So he had to do that to keep him alive. So he has to activate the jet now, or else Gideon's gonna kill it. He also absolutely has to kill Hera now. And if Rob is holding on the lamb, probably game over. Keep in mind, Hera is a smuggler. Big rolls from both players. 6 against 3 would be 3, not enough to kill her. So Hera does survive, and Ryan has no command cards. Really unfortunate there. The 3 block black die coming in big for both players at very clutch times. Massively disappointing there for Ryan. Man, Rob's not even forced to use On the Lamb if he has it. Now, he can move in with BT and do a double tap. Can't quite get the triple tap off. But at the very least, this jet has to get away from Hera, which means Hera can get up to here. He has 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if he moves back here, Hera's going to get to him. 1, 2, 4. He can only get to here this way, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get all the way back to here. That might be able to keep him alive. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that would get him out of line of sight of Hera. So that's pretty much his only option. He's got to do that. Actually, you know, yeah, pretty much his only option. He really wants this guy to end next to a crate because he needs 3 objectives this round. He needs 1 kill and 3 objectives, and he'll win. But I don't think he's going to be able to get that. The best he can do probably is he's going to move BT here and get 1 objective with BT after he kills Hera, presumably, if she doesn't have On the Lamb. And he's going to move his officer somewhere to get an objective as well. That's the best he can do. Really no chance of him killing Greedo now. And Ryan's going to sit on this objective at the bottom. He knows he needs to get the 3 objectives to win. But Hera is very likely just going to come kill him right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to have an adjacent shot. He only has 1 health left. Not sure why he didn't move him back further. I'm not sure if he had move. Maybe he didn't have as much movement speed as I was counting. I think he had 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, so I counted wrong. He would have only been able to get to here, I think. So no matter what, Harrow's going to be able to get to him, and now she's going to come kill him. She could whiff, although Zillow's been tapped. She could still roll 3 single surge sides, which would actually... she could whiff. But she doesn't. That was a huge roll. 5 damage, easily killing this jet. It's probably game over. So now all Rob needs is 2 objectives. He's already sitting on 1 with Greedo, and he still has Gideon left. Oh. And he pushes Hera onto 1 as well. Ryan's officer is probably going to try to kill Hera now. I don't think there's any point for him trying to double tap with BT, just because well, actually BT has a good shot now. 1, 2, 3, 4. BT actually has a shot against this Weequay pirate from here. If BT gets that shot off and kills the pirate, which is a 4-die attack against 6 health, and this officer can kill Hera, that would be 8 points plus 2 from this objective. That would win him the game. So that's his option right now. He needs this officer to kill Hera, and he needs BT to kill this pirate. So here goes his best shot. Although Gideon actually could push the pirate away. Oh. Oh, man. So officers have Surge for Focus and Surge for +1. Not able to use either of those because he doesn't deal any damage. So, so much for my earlier suggestion. Gideon's gonna move up, probably take a objective. Yep. So, I don't think Ryan has any way to force a tie now. I think the game's over. Let me see. Yeah. I think that is going to do it. So, an unfortunate end there for Ryan. He chooses to play aggressively with his jets when he knew that Palpatine was in danger. I think that's really what swung the game. After he killed IG-88, I was thinking that he had it in control, but I think he probably should have played a little more defensively after he got the figure advantage. So he might still be thinking about it, but I'm not sure there's any way he can prevent this imminent win for Rob. So I haven't seen any GGs called yet. But if it stands like this, it'll be Rob versus Morpho in the final. And Ryan has no command cards, so that's not a factor here. So he is moving BT up. He's gonna try the kill, I guess. Maybe he's just gonna see if it would have made a difference. Looks like Rob didn't draw on the lamb or Blaze of Glory. Really fortunate for Ryan there, but not able to capitalize on the command card draw. Ryan also did have a lot of good black die rolls, although so did Rob. Here we go. The last attack of the game, probably. BT against the Weequay Pirate. And let's see if this would have made a difference if the officer could have swung the game. He's actually going for Credo. Oh, he's going for a double tap. I'm not sure why. I don't think there's any chance he could have done anything. So 2 damage there. And that's gonna do it. So thank you all for sticking through this one. It was a really exciting game. Both players playing very, very aggressively. Even though the score is 40 to 32, the game was actually very close till the very end. Both players playing very well. Very few mistakes. I think Ryan maybe had a couple of options that would have been better, but I wouldn't call his plays mistakes at all. I think his aggressive play style was definitely good. Even though the trades ended up not working out very well for him. I think against IG88, I think you have to be aggressive. You have to get your attacks off. You have to finish off some figures before the Hunter player draws all their command cards. And I think Ryan did a good job of trying to do that, although it didn't quite work out for him in the end. I think he had a very good chance of winning this game. And really, in this game, that's all you can ask for is to give yourself a good chance of winning. So that'll do it for this game. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully we'll get the finals of this tournament on stream. We'll have to check with Rob and Morpho when they're available. So thanks again. We'll see you next time. This is Brett Kelly signing off.